In this video, I will be explaining the union, the intersection, and the complement of sets. So the union of two sets contains everything from either set. You can call it OR, and it's the symbol that looks like a U. So it's this symbol right here. That indicates a union. Think of it like a marriage. So both people bring all of their things to a shared home. So each set brings all of the elements to a shared set. So that's a union. The intersection of two sets contains only the elements that they have in common. So we say and, the symbol is an upside down U. It kind of looks like an N for intersection. So it's only what they have in common. And then the complement of a set contains all the elements that are not in that set. So there are several ways to denote a complement. You can say not A. You can write it like this, or A, C. So all of those are ways to say the complement of A, or you can say the elements that are not in A. Whenever you're considering sets inside a specified universe, say for example, the whole numbers between 5 and 10. That means the universe would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're not worried about any numbers other than those. So if you're finding a complement, it would just be in relation to the universe. Answer the following questions. Okay. Number 1, given the universe, red, orange, yellow, green, purple, blue, white, so no other colors matter in this scenario. That's the universe of colors right there. A, notice there's nothing in that set. So that's the empty set. So A is the empty set. B is the set that contains the colors green, purple, and blue. C is the set that contains the colors red, yellow, green, and white. And D is the set that contains the colors red, white, and blue. Find each of the following. Which set denotes the universal set? So the universal set is denoted with the U. So set U is the universal set. Which set denotes the empty set? So that would be A. It has no elements in it, so that's the empty set. Is A subset of U? So the empty set is always a subset of another set. So yes, A is a subset of U, and that's actually a proper subset. D, the negation of B, or you can say the complement of B. So we want to know what is not in set B that is in the universe. So in set B we have green. I'm going to cross out green from the universe. We have purple. That's in set B. And set B has blue. Okay, so I just took the universal set, and I crossed out all of the ones that are in B. The ones that are left are the ones that are not in B. So that's what I'm going to put in the set, the complement of B. So that would include red, orange, yellow, and white. So those are the colors that are in the universal set that are not in B. Okay, and part E is the complement of D. So I'm going to erase these marks up here. I'm going to look at the universal set and mark out everything that's in D. So D is red, white, and blue. So I'm going to cross out red, white, and blue. And whatever's left is the complement of D. So orange, yellow, green, and purple. That would be the complement of D. Let's look at number 2. So number 2, this is the same sets, U, A, B, C, D. So let's look at and find these. So A, we want to find B union D. A union means you're going to bring everything from both sets to a combined set. So the union we are going to first start with B. So everything from B I'm going to write down. So B includes green, purple, and blue. Okay, and then I'm going to include everything from D that I haven't already written down. So D has red, white, and blue. And blue I've already included in the set from set B. So that would be the union. B union D is green, purple, blue, red, white. Okay, let's look at part B. Part B is B intersect D. So since I have intersect here, and again, this symbol in between tells me it's intersect. The previous one was a union. The intersection is what do they have in common? So B has green, but D does not. B has purple, but D does not. B has blue, and D has blue. So the only one that they have in common is blue. So the intersection of B and D is blue. Okay, so now we're going to look at part C. Part C is a union. That means we're bringing everything together in one big set. So I'm going to start with C. What's in set C? So red, yellow, green, and white. And then I'm going to add in stuff from D that haven't already been written down. So red I've already included, white I've already included, and then blue I don't have yet, so I'm going to write that down. And so now that includes every element from either set C or set D. All right, part D. We have A intersect C. So you really want to look at what symbol you have in the middle of these two sets first. So the intersection means you're only looking for what's in common. So I'm looking for what's in common between set A and set C. Notice that set A is the empty set. So that's all they're going to have in common. So this is just going to be the empty set. Okay. Number 3. It looks like we've got the same sets. So we've got the universal set, and then we have A, B, C, and D. So for part A, we're going to find the complement of B, union C. So the first thing we want to find is the complement of B. So let's focus on that first. So B has green, purple, and blue. So I'm crossing those out of the universal set, and then I'm looking at what's left. That will give me the complement of B. So the complement of B is red, orange, yellow, and white. Okay. Now I want to use that and combine that with C as a union. So since it's a union, I can write down everything that's in B complement. So that would be red, orange, yellow, and white. And then what I'm going to do is simply add in anything from C that isn't already written down. So red I already have, yellow I already have, green I don't have. So I'll write down green, and then white I already have. Let me erase this part. Okay. So that will be the union of the complement of B with C. Now part B, notice that I have B union C in parentheses, and then I have the complement outside of that. That's important. So the parentheses indicate that I should do the union first, and then I will take the complement of the union. So let's see what I get when I do that. So the first thing I want to start with is the B union C. So everything in B is green, purple, and blue. And then I'm going to put down anything in C that I haven't already written down. So that would be red, yellow, green I have, and white. Okay, so that's B union C. Now what I want to do is find the complement of that. So I'm going to go through the universal set and cross out everything that's listed here. So I'm going to cross out green, purple, blue, red, yellow, and white. Notice the only color that's left is orange. So that would be the only element in this set. So the complement of the union of B and C is orange. Okay, so now we're left with this last one for the colors, and then we'll move on to sets of numbers. So this is C intersect not D. So C intersect the complement of D. So let's go through, and we already know what C is, but we don't know what the complement of D is. So let's find that first. So D is red, white, and blue. So I'm going to cross those out of the universal set and see what's left. So the complement of D includes the elements orange, yellow, green, and purple. Okay, so what's in common between C and this set, not D? So red is in C, but it's not in D. Yellow is in C. So yellow is in C, and yellow is in D. So that would be in common. So that would be an element that they have in common. Then I have green is in C. Whoops. Green is in C, and green is in the complement of D. So green would be in our set. And then white is in C, but that's not in complement of D. So yellow and green would be the only two colors that these two sets have in common. So for number 4, we have some new sets. So now the universal set are the numbers 1 through 10. A includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B includes the odd numbers. C, the even. D, 1, 4, 8. Now find each of the following. So for part A, which set denotes the universal set? So remember that the set that's called U, that's usually the universal set. Part B, not A, or the complement of A. So A includes all the numbers 1 through 5. So it helps go through the universal set and cross out all of those numbers that are in A. And whatever is left from the universal set is the complement of A. So that would include the numbers 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Part C. We want to know the complement of B union D. So let's start with the complement of B. So B includes the odd numbers between 1 and 10. So that would mark out 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So the complement of B includes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Since it's the union, I'm going to go ahead and write down everything that's in the complement of B. And then all I have to do is put in anything from set D that's not already included. So set D includes 1, that's not there, 4 is there, and 8 is already there. So that would be the union between the complement of B and D. All right, part D is the intersection of C and not D, or C and the complement of D. So since we don't know the complement of D, let's start there. So D includes 1, 4, and 8. So I'm going to cross those out of the universal set, and everything that's left will be included in the complement of D. So I'm going to write it down over here on the right. So that would include 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Since it's the intersection, I want to see what's in common with the set I just wrote down and C. So they both have a 2 in common. 4, no. 6, they both have a 6. 8, no. 10, they do. So 2, 6, and 10 are the 3 elements that they have in common. So that will be what we write down in our set. 2, 6, 10. All right, let's look at a few more. Okay, so this one's the last one. We have the same sets as above in number 4. First, we want to find B intersect C. So we want to know what is in common between sets B and C. Notice that B has all of the odd numbers between 1 and 10, and C includes all of the even numbers between 1 and 10. There are no numbers in common. Since I'm looking for the intersection, it's what they have in common. Well, there's nothing in this case. So we just put the empty set. So you put the curly brackets with no elements in there. Alternatively, you can write a 0 with a line through it. That means the empty set or the null set. You cannot write that. So that's not the same meaning. So it either needs to be curly brackets with nothing in it or the 0 with a line through it. Okay, so part B, we're looking for the complement of a union. So first we need to look in the parentheses and figure out what A union B is. So A union B, A includes the numbers 1 through 5, and then B includes all of the odds. So 1, 3, 5 are already there. So we just need to put on a 7 and a 9. So there's A union B. What we want to find is the complement of that. So we're going to go to the universal set and mark out all of those. So 1 through 5, and then 7 and 9, and whatever is left is in the complement of that union. So that would include 6, 8, and 10. All right, just progressively getting more complicated. So let's look at part C. Part C, we want to find what's in parentheses first. So first we're going to find A intersect B. Then we're going to find the complement of that. And then we're going to combine that with a union C. Okay, so A intersect B is first. So we want to know what's in common with A and B. So they both have a 1, they both have a 3, and they both have a 5. So 1, 3, 5 is the intersection of A and B. Now we want to find the complement of that. So what's in the universal set that is not in that set? Well, everything except 1, 3, and 5. So the complement of A intersect B would be 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now we've done that part. Now the last step is to look at how we can compare this set that we just did. Let me highlight. So this, we want a union with C. So we're going to put those together as a union. So any element from either of those sets will come down into the overall set. So let's start with the intersection of A and B and the complement of that. So that's 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then in part C, or in set C, we have 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We already have all of those numbers listed. So that's our solution set. All right, part D, we're going to start with what's in parentheses first. Let me erase all my markings from that one. All right, so what's in parentheses? We've got B union D. So let's start there. B union D. So that's all of the odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then D has 1, 4, 8. So 1's already included, so I'm just going to add in the 4 and the 8. Okay, now I want to know not A, or the complement of A. So I'm going to go to the universal set and mark off everything that was in A, that's 1 through 5. And then whatever's left is the complement of A. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I want to do an intersection between those two sets that I wrote down on the right. The intersection meaning, what do these two sets have in common? So let's see, they don't both have a 6. They do both have 7 and an 8 and a 9, and it looks like that's it. So 7, 8, 9 would be the intersection of the complement of A with B union D.